Hello, everybody. My name is Terry, and I am with Gateway to Counseling. And today I wanted to talk to you about self-esteem. So you might have seen a recent video that I've done about mass shootings, and I've been saying that mass shootings, the profile of a mass shooter, is connected to self-esteem. And I truly do believe that. But I don't want to just talk about the extreme violence, right? I don't want to talk about the extreme person who goes out and acts on their low self-concept and takes out their anger and their violence onto other people. I want to talk about you guys. And again, my name is Terry. I have over 25 years of experience in the counseling field. I have a master's in clinical psychology. I'm a licensed professional counselor, a licensed sex offender treatment provider, and I'm also certified as an anger resolution therapist. So all those credentials, right? So I think I have a little bit of experience in helping people to know how to increase their self-esteem. And I wanted to just take some time with you today, not a whole bunch of time, but a little bit of time to tell you some things that you can do to increase your self-esteem, your child's self-esteem, your parents' self-esteem, things that you can do to help the people around you as well as yourself. And so, number one is going to be affirmations. Everybody's heard this. Affirmations. Affirmations are just saying kind words to yourself, saying kind words to other people. What does that look like, Terry? It looks like something as simple as waking up in the morning and saying, "Oh, girl, you look good today." Or it could be something as, "Oh, you know what? It's not your day with your hair, but that's all right because you're going to work it." Right? And it's being very positive about who you are, where you are. And I'm going to back up just a little bit because increasing self-esteem means that you know who you are. That means you know what your strengths are, your weaknesses, what your skill sets are. For example, at one point in time, I thought a long time ago about going into computer science and, computer programming. And I had a little bit of skills in that area, but guys, not a lot. I could never be a doctor. I know that. I know where my expertises are, and I know where my weaknesses are, my strengths and my weaknesses. So that develops over the course of time. It develops with encouragement from other people. It develops with acceptance of who you are. And I'm going to go just a little bit into spirituality here. I grew up in the church, and from the time I was 2 weeks old. And I grew up with the concept of who I was and how I was loved. It didn't really matter if my friend Betty Sue over here liked me so much, because I knew Betty Sue might have her own issues. I knew Betty Sue might have some issues with me. Maybe the color of my skin, maybe the way I talk, maybe the way I dress. And so that's okay. But I always know as a spiritual person that I am loved. That I am loved by God, that I am loved by my supreme being, and that I am accepted because I was created in his image. And so when you have this foundation, you can build upon it. Yes, sometimes you're going to slide back, but you're going to continue to build and work your way on up to having a very high, good self-esteem. So the next thing is being positive. That means not lying to a person, not saying false things about a person, like, "Oh, that's good, you did so good." No, being honest about it, giving some honest feedback, but being positive. For example, I like the way you did that project. I see where you're headed with that project, and you're on the right course. Let's tweak it a little bit. You see what I'm saying? And here's the other major thing. Surround yourself with positive people, not negative people. Don't always be around the naysayers. "Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, I can't do this, I can't do that." surround yourself with people who are building on who they are. Which brings me back to the next one. It brings me to this idea of waking up in the morning and not only saying positive things about yourself to yourself and to those around you, but also knowing your goals and your focus. What is my mission? What is my mission today? What is my objective? What do I want to accomplish? Um, what goal am I working towards? For example, if I'm a young person in high school, then I'm working maybe towards college. Maybe I'm working towards one day having my own mechanic shop. Maybe I'm working towards having whatever it may be. Maybe I want to be able to, work with children and not really have to work and get paid, but just volunteer my time. So if that's what you're working towards, what are you doing today to get there? And then at the end of the day, when you're laying down in bed at night, what did I do to accomplish these goals on my way to my mission? Oh, and that is such an awesome feeling when you can review your day and say, wow, I did that. I did this. Oh, look at how that was working. Look at how this was working. It all came together. Or, ooh, this was a bad day. I was not on my game. I was not focused. I was not on task. And here's the consequences. Here's the consequences of my actions. And so the next step would be taking responsibility for who you are, where you are, and what you're doing in your life. So many people play the blame game. They're blaming everyone and everything for what's wrong in their life. I'm now 50 years old and I'm blaming my mama because of X, Y, and Z she did when I was 10 years old. You're 40. Get over it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, that was 40 years ago. Get over it. Take responsibility for where you are. When you are able to have your mission and know what direction you're moving in and be able to set your goals for the day and review them at the end of the night, you are responsible for your actions. You are in control. So those are some things that you can do. And the last thing I want to talk about is just being mindful. Practicing this mindfulness state of being present in the now, right? So we want to have goals for the future, absolutely. But we also want to be focused on the right here and now and not live in the past, not live in the future, stay in the now, but just know where we've come from because that made us who we are, but also know where we're going. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Let me say it again a little bit slower. We're not living in the past. We understand our history. We accept our history. We accept our past and who we are. We're not so focused on the future that we can't enjoy the present. Okay? And the way you do that is you ground yourself. I am sitting here in this chair on this table. I am making this video right now. This is what I'm doing at this present time. And then you do something like meditate and yoga, and you do things like exercise. And I love to run. I love to do 10-mile runs because it clears my mind completely. And then I can just listen to the Spirit speak to me, and I can also be very creative. So these are just some small tips to help you with self-esteem, because we want you to be well equipped so that you can go out there and conquer the world, right? Just like we're doing. So if you guys need more help in this area or anything else, we're here for you for all kinds of different issues, from daily struggles to self-esteem to marital problems to adolescent problems, right? So I hope that you guys will, join me on this journey of being better individuals and loving ourselves more. If you need help, please, we're just a click away. We're at www.gateway2counseling.com. And always, our sessions are only $49 and you're in control. We do not have recurring fees. So please join us. Bye-bye, guys.